Welcome to News 6 Extra. I'm Christopher Heath. It is Thursday, October the 16th. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful broadcast. Not technically a broadcast, is it, Kathleen? We're not broadcasting. I mean, we're broadcasters, but this isn't being broadcast. I guess it is, kind of.
Yeah, it's over YouTube, over News 6 Plus, on the website. So, you know.
We are broadly casting this out to the world for people to enjoy. Okay, it is a broadcast. And it's day 16 of the government shutdown. Yay for everyone celebrating the fact that our government can't do its job. Day 16, everybody. Hey, fun fact, the House will be out of session all the way until Monday. So that's good stuff.
So no movement on that.
None whatsoever. The good old-fashioned finger pointing and that's it, posturing, grandstanding, and not paying people. So,
well, and the frustration's just going to grow, and it's going to start trickling down to the average American, and people are going to get frustrated.
We are already monitoring possible delays out at the airport. We are going to start seeing more and more of agencies trying to reach out for federal services and other things, including grants and loans, and that's just not going to happen. So, kudos to the Article 1 and Article 2 branches of our once functioning democratic republic for just some fantastic stuff. All right, that's enough. That's Christopher's editorial on our government has come to a close. Let's bring in David Nazario, who is like, don't rope me into this. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't hear anything. What? Yeah.
I'll actually be honest, Chris. I'm still cracking up from the colon blow comment shortly before the show started.
So for backstory, because this is all inside jokes. One of the things I show my students at class when we're doing regulation of advertising and whether or not certain things can be satire and things like that is the Phil Hartman ad for SNL for the cereal Colon Blow, which those of us who remember the fiber craze of the 80s, it was like you'd need 3 bowls of your fiber cereal to equal 1 bowl of Total Ultimate. And the ad with Phil is he's sitting there and he says, it's like, how many bowls would you have to eat? And he's like, 2, 3. And they're like, you'd need 14,300. It's just this mountain of cereal erupts. It is such a good ad. Love Phil Hartman. Anyway, that's where we're at today. The crushing veracity.
I wish there was a little bit more interesting stuff to talk about in the weather as a segue, but truthfully, we're looking at much of the same as we go through this weekend. A little bit of a change with the next cold front coming through, but, not quite exactly a cold blow like the colon blow commercial moments ago, but, it'll definitely help us out.
I still remember the jingle at the end. It's like colon blowing you in the morning.
I'm going to have to look that up on YouTube after this.
It is such a good clip. I remember that ad almost like verbatim. That's it.
Really?
It's the weirdest thing. And I've taken 2 infant CPR classes for both of my children. Can't tell you how to do chest compressions on a toddler. Do I remember the colon blow ad? That's what's up here. All right. Do the weather. I will stop distracting you.
No, it is all good, Chris. I know everybody at home probably appreciates it as well. A little bit of humor to start the weather update. So let's get you some headlines. We'll talk what we have in store for us for the next several days. So we've got the warmth out there building up, and it won't directly influence our weather. It will and it won't. The severe weather will stay to the north. The severe weather maker is what's going to be bringing in the rain for Sunday and Monday. And then we're still tracking that possible Caribbean player that could try to work its way in from the deep tropics of the Atlantic and maybe do a little spinning down there in the central Caribbean. I'll have details on that as we move through the update. But let's get you out to the water vapor. Dry air remains in abundance, but if you look back towards the front range of the Rockies out over the central and northern plains, you can see that big spin coming across the 4 corner states, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, my old stomping grounds. That's what's going to create some severe weather in the deep south, the Dixie Alley area, and try to bring some rain for us into the latter half of this weekend. You look at the radar right now, though, and we are crystal clear, and it's all thanks to that northerly flow provided by surface high pressure over the mid-Atlantic states, the Appalachians. It's going to continue to funnel in that dry air and keep it a little breezy outside. Notice as we get into this weekend, though, once that next system comes through between Sunday and Monday, the winds finally start to taper off since we're between systems. That's when things kind of trend back down. We still got the flow of air, flow of dry air, dense air in from the north, and that's why it'll stay a little breezy outside until everything can calm down and kind of subside. Things will slow in terms of just overall motion. Temperatures outside looking pretty good, a little more warmer today because we had that random slug of low-level moisture that snuck in under the radar, stepped outside and kind of felt a little silly after News 6 Extra yesterday. Is that really rain? Steps outside, it's sprinkling. So we're not going to see that today. We're definitely looking at much clearer skies, and if you notice in the temperature change, much of us across Central Florida, when you compare to where we were at this time yesterday, we're a degree to even 4 to 5 degrees warmer thanks to the additional sunshine and a bit of what's called modification of that surface high pressure since it's been over us, where it's typically warmer outside for such a considerable amount of time. Looking at your forecast highs for today, we're not going to go too much higher than where we are now, so we're still kind of sitting pretty in terms of our warmest temperatures during the afternoon. And then looking at your forecast highs for tomorrow, kind of much of the same. We're looking at a pretty repetitive trend for the next 7 days, albeit until that next system can come through. Notice those temperatures start to try to sneak back down for your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, but nothing incredibly noticeable. I'll take you through what this weekend looks like. This is in Sunday towards Monday. That's where the rain on the leading edge of that cold front comes in. But then notice as we go through Sunday night, things try to peter off. And then overnight Monday, that front should be through us. So looking at what could be a nice start to our Monday after maybe a subtle soggy afternoon, evening on your Sunday. But Monday of next week looks pretty good. And overall, rain chances are not going to be all that high. This is the upper level setup helping to drive that. Notice that trough really gravitates all that tropical air to the south, bullies the dry air out of us, and then also brings in a fresh dose of that dry air that starts up over Canada and rockets through the eastern United States. You can see it even more clearly when you look down towards the ground where we are at the surface. You can see that really good fetch of moisture coming in out of the lower Caribbean, the Gulf, and then eventually moves over us by Sunday, Monday here. The GFS has it plastered for Monday. I think it'll be a little bit earlier than that, but we'll track it. We still got a couple days in advance to dial in the forecast. Overall, looking at the total rains that we could receive, not too much, maybe an inch at best. Trace amounts for eastern Central Florida. Looks like most of it will be down south of us and in the Panhandle, but for our neighbors to the northwest, we're getting back into severe weather season, and you can see an expansive level 1 risk for severe weather and a level 2 risk blanketing much of the Texarkana, Dixie Alley area. And then as we get deeper into October, closer to Halloween, it does look like we can try to cool down just a little bit, and I think that's also going to be a player in what possibly happens in the tropics. In terms of the National Hurricane Center outlook, they don't have anything official added just yet, but I have my own yellow stamp there in the Caribbean because I do think within the next 24, if not 48 hours max, we are going to get an infamous yellow blip down there as probabilities continue to climb that a tropical wave could try to organize once it gets between Central America and Jamaica. Not going to spend too much time on that because there is already a lot of doom and gloom out there on social media, but just know that we're watching the Caribbean, and we'll wrap up now with a look at your 7-day forecast to note the rain chances on Sunday and Monday before that dry air really builds back in, and then it's much of the same type of sunshine here in the Sunshine State of Florida.
Can't complain. No notes. David, no notes. Fantastic. Knocked that one out of the park. The weather forecast is great, concise, no fear mongering on what's going on in the Caribbean with the pirates and the Kraken sightings and whatnot. Very good.
Davy Jones.
Yes, we will keep you around a little bit longer. All right. Thank you, David. Thanks.
Very
All right.
welcome.
Well, turning our attention to Winter Springs, where a high school teacher is off the job. Now, this all sprang about because the teacher was at the center of an investigation into inappropriate messages involving a student. Catherine Silver explores what was allegedly said, what was claimed, and the teacher's past.
I'm glad that they're no longer at the school, but I don't think it surprised anybody.
Unfortunately, it's these days kind of not surprising. Parents we met at Winter Springs High School Wednesday were unsurprised but upset to learn a man who used to work here engaged in inappropriate communication with a student.
I saw something online, like on Facebook, parents talking about it.
Two of my sons that are students here came home and told me that there was a teacher that had inappropriate relationships with a student here, but it was in the past.
A report taken by Winter Springs Police on September 30th shows a parent told investigators her son saw text messages on his ex-girlfriend's phone from a former school resource officer and now criminal justice academy instructor, and that some of the messages were explicit in nature. This week, the principal sent this message to families, informing them an investigation had just concluded. It confirmed there was no physical relationship with a student.
I don't see anything wrong with how they handled it. I guess they could have been a little more detailed about what all happened. Obviously, the teacher is no longer at the school, but, what do they know? What happened?
We've been asking the school district questions too, and requesting records to learn more about the investigation and the man's employment history. In an email, a spokesperson for the district said that they notified both CPS and law enforcement, but it's their understanding because of the student's age and there wasn't any physical contact, this isn't a criminal matter. We've also confirmed the former employee worked at Winter Springs High School for the last year. Before that, he worked at Journeys Academy, where he started with the district in 2022. And Sanford police tell us that he was a school resource officer at Seminole High School in 2021. He resigned from the department that same year.
I would hope that he's never allowed to work at any kind of school or law enforcement or anything along those lines again, because he clearly cannot uphold the standards.
We've also asked the school district about accountability and if there's any possibility this now former employee could be hired at any other schools in the future. We'll keep following this story and let you know what else we find out. In Seminole County, I'm Catherine Silver, News 6.
So from Seminole County to Brevard County with a interesting story out there. So what happened is a man is accused of stealing a car, and as he steals the car, he turns around and sees that there's a 1-year-old in the back seat, and suddenly decides that he doesn't want to steal a car with a child in it, which, when you're committing a felony, why not commit two? But I guess no. So what he did is he returned when he discovered the baby was in the back seat. He remains locked up right now. But James Sparvero explains exactly the charges the man is facing, as well as breaking down how all of this was captured on video. Take a look.
I'm shaking right now. It's scary.
This is how a mother reacted emotionally when I told her what the Brevard County Sheriff's Office says happened here at this Sunoco at Canaveral Groves Boulevard and US 1. It was Tuesday morning when the Sheriff's Office says William Mullis stole a car with a 1-year-old inside.
What is your name?
William Mullis.
An arrest report reads the baby's mom went in the Sunoco but didn't take her baby with her. It continues, Mullis began to leave the parking lot, but when he saw the 1-year-old in the car, he came back. The report reads he told the baby's mom, I brought your car back because your child was in the car.
That's why I say nobody should ever leave a kid unattended in the car.
Ronnie Crane is the mom's neighbor and also a retired sergeant with the Brevard Sheriff's Office. Florida law says a child younger than 6 can be left alone in a car for up to 15 minutes. Crane thinks that should change.
This guy could have kept going with the kid, and we've had children, after a guy steals a car, the guy's left children sitting alongside roads before. That could have very well happened on this case.
You hope this mother learned a lesson?
I hope so. I know people over there, and they're good people. She just made a bad choice.
And thank God she got her child back, but it wouldn't be a lesson I would want to ever have to learn. So anybody out there, do not leave your kids in the car for anything.
In jail Wednesday, Judge Kelly Ingram denied giving Mullis a bond. He's due back in court next month. So if anything changes about his bond status, we'll update you right here on News 6 and clickorlando.com. In Brevard County, I'm your Canaveral Groves community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
Great advice there, both from the deputy and from the woman there at the gas pumps. Don't leave your kids in the car. Don't leave any living thing in the car. Animals, kids, any of it. If you're parking the car, take your kids with you. Take your animals with you, because you never know. I mean, you assume like even if you leave the car locked and everything, they can still get stolen, and anything that's in there can be stolen with it. So, all right, stay with us. We'll be back to talk about a hot tub issue, Biketoberfest, and protein. That's next. During the break there, you got a good look at the Biketoberfest, a little Daytona Beach camera action there, showing all the motorcycles roaring into town. We'll have a little something on that coming up in just a minute. But a couple of weeks ago, we told you about a issue that people have been having with somebody selling hot tubs, and it's a business that had been selling them and ran into issues. And Mike DeForest, News 6 investigator Mike DeForest, followed up on it and was trying to find out if this business, which had been basically told by the state of Florida, you need to stop selling hot tubs, was back at it selling hot tubs again. So he does a follow-up report on that. Well, lo and behold, the state attorney general was apparently watching that report, because now subpoenas have gone out and the attorney general is investigating. Mike DeForest has the story.
Our News 6 cameras recently captured this video of Dylan and Chelsea Placker going in and out of a warehouse where hot tubs were being sold online. Now, we do not know what the couple was doing here. What we do know is the Plackers are banned from selling hot tubs in Florida. They're not even allowed to be working on hot tubs.
I'm angry.
Prior to being banned, dozens of customers say the Plackers sold them leaky and defective hot tubs on Facebook Marketplace. Last year, Florida's Attorney General sued the couple for deceptive and unfair trade practices. To settle that lawsuit, the Plackers agreed to a permanent ban on selling hot tubs in Florida. That's why this News 6 video of the couple is raising questions. Just weeks ago, our cameras recorded the Plackers driving up to the warehouse with a hot tub on a trailer. It seems Florida's Attorney General took notice. On the very same day we aired this video, the Attorney General's office began the process of issuing subpoenas. One of the subpoenas, addressed to Meta, seeks information about Facebook Marketplace accounts that recently advertised hot tubs for sale. Another subpoena demands financial information from the Placker's bank account at Wells Fargo.
Hey, Mr. Placker.
In a phone call, Placker denied restarting his hot tub business, saying, quote, "I'll face the AG and figure this out."
It's unclear what the Attorney General's office might learn through these subpoenas. If a judge finds the Plackers violated that settlement agreement by continuing to sell hot tubs, well, the couple could owe the state nearly $500,000. Mike DeForest, News 6.
So we opened up this wonderful broadcast by talking about colon blow and the fiber craze that was in the 80s. Everyone was all about fiber. And then fiber kind of hit the skids, and now there's a new craze out there on protein. Everything that's old is new again. There's nothing new in the world. So it's just, we're going from one craze to the next. But protein is the new one. And a new study saying 61% of consumers increased their protein intake last year. So that's good. Anyway, Adam Adam Yamaguchi explains that suddenly protein is now a $114 billion business. Take a look.
My go-to these days, protein chips.
If you've walked into a supermarket lately, it's hard to miss. Protein is everywhere.
I can eat a whole bag.
Let's be careful because while they have high amounts of protein, they're also still high in sodium.
Yassi Ansari, clinical dietitian at UCLA, is helping me make sense of the dazzling, often confusing array of protein-touting labels.
Before I even know this is yogurt, I just see protein, 20 grams, and then it happens to be yogurt.
New protein Eggo waffles.
This is when you know the craze has really hit. Pancakes and waffles.
Big on protein, low on sugar.
What is actually good for you? Like, are protein snacks, protein bars, protein chips?
What I encourage people to do is not to be relying on these products and consuming them in moderation instead.
But how much do we actually need? Government guidelines suggest most adults aim for about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, or about 54 grams for someone who weighs 150 pounds. Americans on average already consume over 74 grams every day.
We want to look for high quality sources. So those are, generally speaking, animal protein. Now, another way to do this is by combining beans and grains and making it a full meal.
As Americans demand convenience, food manufacturers have been quick to respond. Protein is now a $114 billion industry and growing. Starbucks recently added protein boosters to its drink menu.
We're seeing that influencers, fitness professionals, they're all encouraging more protein after lifting.
All that added protein, though, can come with a bit of sticker shock.
13 grams of protein in pancakes. The protein version is more expensive.
Then choose the one that fits your budget and add a protein, yogurt, or an egg.
Adam Yamaguchi, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Kathleen, are you getting enough protein? Is that why this is in here? You are concerned that there has been a wanton lack of delicious bacon. Sounds good. Bacon, hot dogs. That's all got protein in it, right?
Well, yes, I do. No, I think I get enough protein. I mean, maybe I could get more, but I tend to eat like the protein snacks during the day when I'm here at work because it just fills me up, and keeps me until I can get home and actually have a meal.
I think it's like anything else. It's, moderation. And it's also, too, I mean, probably the lean protein. As much as the idea of putting bacon on a hot dog sounds fantastic. You could add a little chili cheese, too. Now we got something. Probably not good for you there. So
Probably not. I think that is the key, the lean protein.
Yeah.
But protein's in everything now.
Remember, so cutting fat out of the diet was like a big thing for a while. Then it was calorie counting, and of course, fiber, and then sugar. And then, do you remember when I think it was Frito-Lay came out with Olestra, the Olean potato chips?
Yes. I was actually thinking about that when the package was airing there. I remember that. And remember, you couldn't eat too much of it though.
Well, you could.
You could, but
you're going to be.
You'll pay for it.
Yes, you're going to be trying to think of a polite way to say you're going to be taking some time to yourself, sitting on the throne, as it were.
Right, and it had a warning on there and everything. Like
it did. It said may cause loose stools.
I believe that was the warning. But yes, that was a big craze. But then people, realized the downside to it.
I mean, listen, if you eat a bag, and that's like your afternoon now. You're going to be, where you're going to be. That's for sure. Right. I wonder if you can still get that. I could go for a bag of Olean potato chips and a can of Crystal Pepsi, and I'm straight in the 90s, man.
Yeah, just take it back. Yeah, why not?
Okay. So from number 2 to 2 wheels. There's a transition.
That is quite the transition.
Biketoberfest is upon us yet again out in Volusia County, and they've got an app this year for all kinds of information. And this is, now on a serious note, this is also the first Biketoberfest since Florida became yet another state to have open carry. So they're having to make sure people know the rules of the road, so to speak. Angie Casada has our report from Volusia.
Main Street is buzzing. The music, the bikes, the riders that are coming from all across the country are turning Daytona Beach into the motorcycle mecca this weekend. The 33rd annual Biketoberfest is bringing thousands of visitors to Volusia County. Police are ready for the crowd with extra patrols, traffic monitors, and security cameras along Main Street, and businesses say it matters.
This year we have cameras out on Main Street, and I was pointed out to them yesterday. And they revolve around, which is really nice. There's at least 6 of them right outside of our door here, facing the Indian motorcycles because they're across the street from us. And they told the safest spot on Main Street is this.
The city's also promoting its Biketoberfest app and social media pages, giving updates on road closures, parking, and event info in real time.
So we have engaged several different social media influencers that are experts in the motorcycle world and have a lot of very dedicated followers. So they're going to be in town, they're going to be posting about their experience.
For those who are rolling into town, the event is about connecting, whether you arrive of 2 wheels or 4.
I just think bikers like the camaraderie, and we all travel to the events, we make it what it is. So I think also this is a pretty historic event. So.
And for some business owners, this year could be the start of something permanent.
But Daytona is also just a great place all around in general. I mean, I love the ocean. Yeah. So, but yes, so I love coming down here, and I would love to be here open 24/7, 7 days a week.
From local shops to longtime riders, the message here is simple. Enjoy the ride, stay safe, and keep Daytona Beach a place that you can keep coming back year after year. Reporting in Daytona Beach, I'm your Volusia County community correspondent, Angie Casaba, News 6.
Kathleen, you going to head out to Biketoberfest? Is that something on the...
No, I'm not quite sure that I would fit in. I don't have a bike, and so I'm not sure I'd fit in. Looks like a good time, though, but
you could go. You don't need a bike. Once you're there, nobody knows if you own a motorcycle or not. I mean,
that's true.
You walk around, get a cool Harley shirt.
That is true. I mean, that's true. It's not exclusively for bicycle owners, motorcycle owners. So
bicycle owners. That'll get you in trouble.
Right.
You walk up with your, with your sipping your tea, and you're like, these bicycles are so neat. And they're gonna look at you and be get her.
Right. That would get me in trouble. The motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
But it does look like a good time. But it's currently not on the agenda for the weekend. But I know some people here are going. So.
It's yeah. We had one when I was in Texas called the Republic of Texas bike thing, and it was down in Austin. It was fun to walk around, and you see all the ones who. This was the craze of when Orange County Choppers was on TV and those kind of things.
Right.
And so you had all these custom motorcycles that really weren't meant to ever be driven anywhere, but they were super cool looking. It was nice to walk around. It's cool to check it out. But yeah, I've never. That's not on my weekend list either. So both of us will not be at Biketoberfest, but wishing them well.
Right. It's a big business. Businesses count on this every year. So hope a lot of people turn out and have a good time, but just maybe not my thing.
Yeah, it's like third or fourth bike thing we have here in Central Florida. You have obviously in Daytona Beach the bike week, and then you have bike week of Mount Dora, and you got Biketoberfest. A lot of times for motorcyclists to get together and admire other motorcycles and get your motor running and head out on the highway.
Oh, there you go.
Steppenwolf at you. Okay. I think we can end the broadcast on that. Kathy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You were, if anything, born to be wild.
I like it.
Thank you to David Nazario for the fantastic weather and that everyone will be enjoying out there at Biketoberfest. And thank you for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow to do this all over again. Of course, we break news all the time on clickorlando.com. And we'll be on the air today starting at 4 o'clock for News 6. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.